Hey YouTube, my name's Nader and I make video for international students coming to Canada. So I'd really love it if you subscribe. I have videos all about the journey, documenting the process with other international students. Those videos are coming out very soon, but right now I'm breaking down living expenses and costs. So this video is all about international students. We're going to be looking at renting in Halifax, and we're going to be looking at some of the major cities in Canada with some of the bigger universities, including Halifax. Now we're going to be looking at rent prices and how much it's going to cost you on average to get a place. Now these figures are only approximations, they are not totally exact, but they will give you an idea of how much you need. Currencies depicted in this video are all in Canadian dollars. If you have any other questions about moving to a specific city, or you'd like me to do a video on somewhere you're moving to, please leave me a question in the comment section below and we'll get to it. But for now, let's head over to my computer. Let's look at places to rent in Canada, and we're going to rank them from the most expensive all the way down to the least expensive. Now, these are just changes over months and years and percent. You don't have to worry about those. We're just going to look strictly at prices for this video. So again, there are 1-bedroom places and 2-bedroom places. Now, Toronto and Vancouver have been mostly known as the expensive cities. Whenever people are referring to the prices in their cities, like in Halifax, we say, oh, it's nothing like Toronto or Vancouver. And as you can see, the rent prices fluctuate immensely. Now, we're going to be looking at these 26 so we can get an idea of some of the larger cities, but we can also, kind of see where a lot of universities are. There are some major universities in Toronto, Vancouver, Montreal, Kelowna, Ottawa, Calgary, really all of these, especially in London, Halifax, 5-6 universities, maybe more. Quebec has a lot of universities. So we're going to be looking at all these. This should give you a pretty good idea. But if you need anything else, any other advice for other cities, I will do an in-depth analysis of that city too. So Toronto's prices are on average $2,040 for 1 bedroom, which is incredible. I have seen it cheaper. I have seen it more expensive. You can probably snag a place with, a bunch of other people, or a real shoebox for about $800. I've seen that happen, but really good luck. Those places go pretty quick. Now, for a 2-bedroom, you can pay $2,620, and you can probably divide it more proportionally between 2 or 3 people. Vancouver, $2,010 for a 1-bedroom and $3,200 for a 2-bedroom. So if we look on average, when we're looking at 2 bedrooms, it's way more expensive in Vancouver. That's the biggest difference to notice. Burnaby, $1,490. Barrie, 4th place, $1,330. These are for 1 bedrooms, 2 bedrooms. Again, I'm pretty sure you can see this chart. I'm not going to go over every single city because that would take me a very long time and it would be boring. But what I recommend you do is to screenshot this chart. Pause the video, screenshot the chart, and I want to talk a little bit about some of the other cities. Now, Calgary, if you're looking at going somewhere along the West Coast, is a lot more affordable at $1,130. But again, Calgary can be pretty expensive. It's one of Canada's largest cities, and it's known for things like the Calgary Stampede, and known, it's pretty big. It's one of the largest cities like Halifax, Toronto, Vancouver. So I definitely recommend you go to Calgary if you want a good taste of there. Again, Montreal can be pretty expensive for a 1-bedroom, but again, I have seen Montreal cheaper than this. This is probably the median price. But if you want to get cheaper, you can definitely do that as well. This doesn't mean this is the cheapest. So I want you to know there are cheaper places available, but this is probably the middle price you're looking at for an average place. And I say that's true, especially looking at Halifax. I live in the city. For a 1-bedroom, you can't expect to pay this much. And we actually pay more than this, I believe, for a 2-bedroom, about $1,500, $1,600. So it definitely is. It definitely can be pretty expensive. Actually, Halifax down here, sorry, is 1,230. But very close to some of the other cities close to it. So I definitely recommend you look at where you want to go. If you want to go to university, Halifax is definitely a great place. Again, Quebec can be a pretty good price as well, even cheaper than Halifax sometimes, as you can see. And then there are other places, like I know there's some great universities in London, Ontario. So check it out. I mean, every province has its own expensive and less expensive cities, but definitely go and check all of them out on Google. What I'm gonna do is, if you want to download this document and the screenshot's not good enough, I will attach it in the description below. Just leave me a comment saying that you want it, and then I'll go ahead and I'll put it up on Imager or something so you can have a download of it. Maybe I'll put it on Dropbox, but just so you guys can, get this chart and see what it's like. If this video helped you, talking about international students' expenses in Canada, rent specifically, then I would love for you to leave me a comment about the next thing you want to see. I'm thinking about doing food next, so let's talk all about that. I hope my video about rent expenses in Canada helped you. If you're an international student or you want to learn more about Canada or any of the other things I teach online, like marketing, living abroad, or going to university or school, or figuring out what to do with your life, or even have alternatives to school if you don't want to do that, hit the subscribe button. I can't wait to make more videos for you guys. Any questions or comments, comment section below. Don't forget, be sure to subscribe, and I can't wait to make you some more videos and talk all about moving to Canada and exploring the world. Thank you.